Your boy Mike Brown, number 3 on the Yamaha, next to him.
You see Brown got an excellent jump. It coming on the outside, but it didn't work out for Hughes. And look at Stewart all the way in the back there, and Hepler almost dead last. Terrible start for guys on the podium.
So 1 and 2 from position number 1 in Moto 1 go to dead last. And once again, the folks at home who don't think Bubba can ride from the back of the pack, sit back and enjoy.
That's Greg Schnell in front, by the way. Factory Connection and Davey Millsaps a second right there. Matt Walker went off the track into the water, it looked like. So it's Factory Connection first, Suzuki second. You see Tedesco in fourth, Nathan Ramsey in third on the Factory Honda. Josh Grant, though, another bad start. We haven't mentioned his name yet. He is nowhere to be seen toward the front of the pack.
Millsaps took a look at passing Schnell right there. Didn't have to drive to get around. Schnell protects his line, and here comes the rest of the field. So Greg Schnell, number 52 on the Factory Connection Honda, is your leader. Davey Millsaps right behind, and look at Millsaps setting him up from the inside.
I'll tell you what, Suzuki needs something good to happen here because Millsaps, his teammate, Brandon Jessman, wondered why we haven't said his name yet. He didn't qualify. Fell this morning in the LCQ and could not pass a kid named Mace for the fourth and final transfer spot. So one of the Suzuki guns is in the pits. The other one's at the back of the pack. Davey Millsaps, the only guy right now, seems like he's got a chance to get on the podium here in the second moto for Roger.
Poor Roger DaCosta, these young kids are graying him way too fast. Greg Schnell continues to lead as Millsaps looks for a spot. Look at that, Millsaps on the gas quick. Schnell comes right back, protects his line. And the word is that Millsaps hasn't been feeling well.
No, he was complaining some stomach cramps after the first moto, but Greg Schnell, that was a real nice veteran move right there. He didn't get nervous, he didn't retaliate, he didn't hit Millsaps. He just did the exact same thing Millsaps did to him.
So Greg Schnell continues to lead. This is moto number 2 of the 125 class from Washougal. There's your green flag. Lap 1 completed. Nathan Ramsey sits in third. Here comes Tedesco, number 29, on board the Kawasaki. So far, no James Stewart sighting.
And that's Paul Carpenter, looks like it's 6th, and I take it back. Josh Grant didn't get that bad of a start. He is running right on the edge of the top 5.
So Josh Grant getting back into the mix. Paul Carpenter having the day of his life in Washougal. The young man from Ithaca, New York may want to consider relocating to the Pacific Northwest because this track has been very, very good to him. Nathan Ramsey coming through. There goes Carpenter through. And Stewart now sitting in 9th place. Fox has him in some kind of day glow get up right now. We'll get a report on what's going on there. And meanwhile, Davey Coombs has made his way back down to the pits, and another rider, unfortunately, has had to leave the race. Davey, what do you know?
Guys, looks like our first casualty of the second 125 moto is Kelly Smith. See him talking to his mechanic there. The Yamaha Troy rider finished 3rd in Unadilla, holding his ribs. Looks like that's it for Kelly. Tough first lap for Yamaha Troy.
Well, Kelly Smith totally looks like he's just been winded out there, and after one lap, that is just not a good sight for him. Back to our leaders, Greg Schnell, number 52. Millsaps sits in second, and Nathan Ramsey, number 25, on board the Honda, really putting the pressure on Millsaps.
You know, it seems like Ramsey and Schnell have been around forever, and then you got 16-year-old Millsaps right in the middle. Kind of a cliche, but a battle of the ages right here. Millsaps really growing with each race in his confidence after he's done a few good finishes, although the bike is broken in the second moto, both Unadilla and in Kenworthy's. And today, like we mentioned, the stomach not going so hot. Right here, he's trying another inside pass, and Schnell holds the line again.
Well, give Davey Millsaps a lot of credit because if you got intestinal issues, this is one of the last things you want to do it on the outside. You got to be kidding me. I'm spotting some day glow.
James Stewart got out there and used, it looked like 3 whoops for, or 3 of the hay bale covers for whoops right there. Just moving forward, he is moving up fast.
So Stewart begins his onslaught. Meanwhile, Schnell doing a fantastic job out front, as is Davey Millsaps and Nathan Ramsey. Like Paul Carpenter said, they know 259's coming. It's just a matter of time.
He's coming quick this moto, too.
Schnell, Millsaps, Ramsey, and here he comes. 259, James Bubba Stewart now coming into view.
And Millsaps is being relentless with Schnell, but Schnell doing a superb defensive job.
We're back to Washougal after this. James Stewart sits in 4th. We are back to the beautiful sights and sounds of Washougal, Washington, just outside of Portland, the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Todd Harris along with Davey Coombs, and this is a great battle. Millsaps finally gets around Greg Snell, number 52, Millsaps 2880, and Bubba coming into view.
Big company, 4 guys going for it right now, and Snell did a good job of holding Millsaps off for as long as he could. We'll see how much luck he has with Stewart. Oh, Stewart hit a big digger right there. Man, almost over the bars, almost touched Ramsey back around him. The track's starting to get rough. You see Bubba scrub some speed, trying to get every ounce of horsepower out of the KX125. Man, that kid rides well.
Oh, getting a little squirrely there.
Around the outside, he's falling off the back of the bike, and he still passes Greg Snell.
So James Bubba Stewart moves up to 2nd place. This kid is just on a tear here. I think that bad start really motivated him to get to the front of the pack. Now he's not chasing his teammate Paul Carpenter, but a very talented rider in the young Davey Millsaps.
Now that's all he's got in front of him is Millsaps. You see him coming down through the whoops. Millsaps, again, he's having trouble with the stomach, so I don't see him putting up a strong fight. He's got to save it just to get to the finish line.
Well, 2 or 3 years ago, the prodigy was Davey Millsaps, Brock Hepler. James Stewart was really coming into his own in the 125 class, and now you look at it, Millsaps is really coming into his own in the 125 class, and James is getting ready to exit and go to the 250 class. But Millsaps doing a great job here. Look at him pushing to the outside, so Bubba will try the inside.
You see his mechanic, Carlos Rivera, put the sign out. He better keep moving.
You can. I was like, you can't hold off Bubba. I'd have to question that, but give him all the confidence in the world.
And look how much they've already gapped Ramsey and Snell. It's only been a half a lap. So you see that Millsaps does have the speed in him to get it going, to run on Bubba's pace, but Bubba just relentless on the KX125.
Davey Millsaps, though, I love the lines he's taking. He is taking some great Bubba-esque lines. And look at James, he's getting a little bit frustrated, cannot find it. He comes in tight, and Davey Millsaps wants no part of that.
I tell you what, that was a very aggressive move for Bubba, but yeah, that's the way he rides. As soon as he gets to you, he'll try to pass you. And you know, he'd almost messed up a little bit behind Snell. He had a little bit of a problem earlier when he was behind Ramsey, and that time he takes the problem and dives to the inside and bounces Millsaps right out of the corner.
Almost looks like he lost control there for a second, unintentionally pushing him out there.
But even that works out for James Stewart.
Yeah. He's like Kramer, everything comes up golden for him. So James Stewart is your leader. Davey Millsaps now sits in 2nd place. Snell and Ramsey right behind, but this is a great Moto number 2 here from Washougal. The track has just held up beautifully here. Congratulations to the Huffmans, doing a great job. The weather here unseasonably warm in the Pacific Northwest. And Greg Snell having an absolute phenomenal run. Right behind him is Nathan Ramsey. Right now, let's check in with Davey trackside.
Check it out. Matt Walker, another casualty early in the 125 moto. He went down in the back. We didn't see what happened, but Walker, who had such a solid ride in the first moto, is out already.
Well, bad news for Matt Walker and Kawasaki. He was doing so well. This is the battle for 8th place right now. Brock Hepler, number 60 on the Suzuki on the charge. Davey pointed out he had a terrible start. Davey Millsaps really running the flag for Roger DeCoster, but in true Pennsylvania grit, here comes Brock Hepler working his way through the pack.
You see him move around Andrew Short, who got the bike sorted out after that clutch problem, back out there. But yeah, Hepler, not the same start he got in the first moto, but trying to move up. He's got to keep going forward, though. You saw him get around Short as soon as he got him, maybe taking a page out of Bubba's book there.
So Brock Hepler really on the gas, trying to get back up there. He had a 2nd in Moto number 1, still with designs of making it on the podium. Remember, Paul Carpenter got 3rd in Podium 1, and Bubba picked up the victory. He looks like he is going to go 1-1 once again here at Washougal. One of the most beautiful tracks, as Davey said, maybe in the world. The beautiful pines, the shadows, the great dirt. They do a fantastic job here in Washougal, but it has been unseasonably hot. And the riders are absolutely tearing it up. There's Davey Millsaps. There's Greg Snell sitting in 3rd. Those are your top 3, Stewart, Millsaps, and Snell. Let's check in with Davey, who's Snell's mechanic.
Nick, Greg is showing a lot of fight out there.
Yeah, he got himself a hole shot, and once he gets a good start, he's comfortable and working for 2nd right now, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully he can pull a good finish off here.
Do you think he can keep that pace up the whole moto? I mean, Millsaps a little bit younger than him.
Well, there's 10 minutes plus 2 laps left, so he's looking pretty strong right now, so hopefully he will.
Well, as Greg Snell went by there, you saw a sign that said re-sign Snell, and I think it might be a good word to the wise. Good advice, the way Greg Snell is riding. He is a talented rider, not a bad guy to have under the tent. This is your battle for second place. It's Greg Snell and Davey Millsap once again hooking it up.
See Snell trying to get by on the inside now. He's going to try and go up the hill, and it looks like that stomach thing. Millsaps doesn't have the same aggressiveness that he had, and Snell's showing a surprising amount. For a guy that hasn't been on the podium in a while, Greg Snell riding with a lot of confidence.
So Snell gets past young Millsaps. He goes into second. Millsaps third. James Stewart out in front. We'll be back for the conclusion of Washougal after this short break. We are back to Washougal, the 2004 AMA Chevrolet Motocross Championship, Scott USA Motocross Nationals at Washougal Motocross Park. Todd Harris along with Davey Coombs. This is James Stewart, fastest lap time, 2:29. So safe to say that James is laying down on the job a little bit here?
No, I don't think James Stewart knows how to go even medium fast. I mean, it's wide open all the time, but he's still having so much fun on the bike. You know, this morning in practice, he was going off some of these jumps and actually reaching out and high-fiving the crowd as he went by. You know, I think he does things like that just to make it more interesting for himself, because he really is in a class by himself. Not only just because he's the only guy out there right now in the top 10 on a 125, but he's just that much better than everyone.
Yeah, there's so many people that gravitate to that kind of success. Every year, Fox puts together a whole new Bubba line of gear. I know Oakley's coming out talking to Antipaggio. They're coming out with a whole line of goggles for Bubba. Everyone wants to be a part of this guy because he is a winner, and he's just so fun on the podium, Dave. You see him a lot. He enjoys what he does. So as James Stewart continues to motor around, 2:59 is your leader, and we'll see the gap, and it is big between James and the rest of the field. Greg Snell and Davey Millsaps having a great battle. And here is Greg Snell, number 52, now just coming in. After Snell, Davey Millsaps, 188. Remind you, he is battling the intestinal problems right now. We hope he gets better quick. Right now, let's set a trackside once more with Davey.
Well, you could see another Yamaha Troy rider is pulled in the mechanics area. That's Josh Hansen. Looks like he's holding his shoulder. Lil Hanny pulling out. He had a solid ride in the first moto, but the second moto ends early for number 68.
Well, some they're saying Ghost Rider bike into Hanny, and being the intrepid journalist that he is, I'm sure Davey Coombs will get the scoop on that, but Hanny is done as we go back to the battle for 5th place. 29 is Ivan Tedesco. Behind him is number 60, Brock Hepler. So Hepler moving up quickly. Just a while ago, he was back in 9th, and now he sits in 6th place with a whole lot of speed and a perfect line. Hepler goes in front of Tedesco. There's nothing Ivan can do there. Hepler just taking the better, faster line.
Okay, it seems that what happened with Josh Hansen is that he and Ryan Hughes got into an altercation on the track, and after Hughes banged him in the first moto, Hanny decided to repay him, and he just told me that Hughes ghost rode his bike into him, but have to stay tuned for that. Hughes versus Hansen, no, not sure that's a fair fight.
No, not a good way to go. I'd recommend little Hanny just maybe call it a day. And, oh, we're going 3 wide at Washougal. Tedesco and Hepler looked like a lap rider getting into the mix there, but that was a great shot as they both came in. This is the best battle on the track right now for 5th place. Brock Hepler and the 125 West Supercross champ, Ivan Tedesco, number 29, on the Kawasaki.
This is Brock Hepler's first visit to Washougal. I'm very impressed with the way he's ridden on this track. He's the one guy on the track moving forward. You know, of course, once Stewart got out front, that was it, but Hepler really riding well. And you know what? If he keeps going forward, he might even get close to the podium.
White flag here, second moto, 125 class. James Stewart out in front, 259, has been dominant all day. Once again, doesn't get the best starts, but completely answering his critics as he picks up the checkered flag. Your winner, going 1-1 at Washougal, James Bubba Stewart, becomes a 3-time winner at Washougal. He loves this place. As we take a look at the Suzuki results, it's Stewart, Snell, Millsaps, Hepler, Tedesco, Ramsey, Brown, Brandt, Smith, and Paul Carpenter rounding out the top 10. So don't have the abacus handy, but it looks like PC might be on the podium for his first time. Let's check in with Davey.
It looked like toward the end of the day you were just in complete control on the KX125, and you know, there was some talk that you might ride a 4-stroke for this race. What changed, or was that just a rumor?
Nah, you know, it's a lot of people out here that wants me to ride a 2-stroke. You know, a lot of people come up to me and say, you know, hey, you need to ride a 2-stroke, keep the 2-stroke living. So, you know, my fans tell me to do it, I do it, and it was good out there. You know, I actually fell once over there and, you know, twisted my knee, but, you know, I'm good. We're ready for Millville, you know.
So we'll take a look at the Suzuki overall results. Stewart goes 1-1, Hepler 2-4, and Paul Carpenter 3-10. That gets the job done. Gets Paul Carpenter up on the podium.
Down here with our second and third place overall finishers in the 125 class here. First of all, Brock, way to celebrate your birthday. You kept charging at the end of that moto. That was a great ride.
Yeah, my start wasn't too good that time, but I just picked the guys off one by one and rode as hard as I could. I got tired a little bit at the end, but I never let up.
Good ride. And Paul, congratulations. This is your first trophy in AMA National Motocross.
Yeah, you know, it feels good. I didn't want to go 310 to get a third, but hey, whatever you got to do, you know, you got to break the ice somewhere. So I'm really happy. I'm happy for Brock and my teammate James. They all rode really well today, and man, I'm just fortunate to be up here.
You got a new refrigerator appliance, right?
Absolutely, a top 5. I guess I had one coming, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
You gotta love Bert Carpenter. He gets his first podium and a refrigerator courtesy of Bubba. Well, there are your standings after 8 rounds at Stewart, Brown, and Hepler, 1, 2, and 3. We say goodbye from the Pacific Northwest. For Davey Coombs, I'm Todd Harris. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Happy birthday, Brock. So long from Washougal.
The all-new Geomax MX34 is the latest result of Dunlop's ongoing development with the help of top motocross pros. The all-new Geomax MX34 is the new industry standard for soft to intermediate terrain. Experience the advantage